What's up, beautiful people? It's attorney Candace, and I just left court, and I'm sitting in my car, and oh my god, I want to give you all some tips on how to present yourself when you're going before the judge and you do not have an attorney. Okay, because I just witnessed like some people just completely sabotage their case, all because of simple courtroom decorum things that they just were not aware of. All right, so number one, when you're before the judge and you do not have an attorney, or even when you do have an attorney, always wait until the judge asks you to speak. A lot of times when I'm sitting in the courtroom and I'm watching pro se litigants, they talk out of turn, right? So if the judge is talking, you never want to interrupt the judge and start talking. Or if someone else is already talking, you never want to interrupt that person, okay? I know sometimes people get excited because maybe they think the other person is lying and they want to hurry up and say, that's a lie or whatever. But you always want to wait your turn, okay? You're going to have a turn to speak, okay? And you want to wait your turn, and then you communicate to the court what it is that you would like to say, okay? Number two, you want to make sure that if you have any evidence, right, to defend yourself or help your case, you want to make sure you have a physical hard copy of that in court with you, okay? And the reason why is, if the other person has, proof, documents, and you don't, then you look kind of silly, right? It looks like you're not as credible as the other person. A lot of times in this day and age, people like to pull up things on their cell phone and show the court. Well, you might be dealing with an older judge who is not, very tech savvy, or who just is kind of old school in the sense that they like hard paper copies of things. So that's going to irritate the judge, and the judge may or may not accept any evidence presented on your cell phone, right? So, or they may not take it into consideration. 9 times out of 10, they're not. So you always want to make sure that before you get to court, you print off a couple copies of your evidence or whatever you're going to use, whether it's text messages, whether it's emails, whether it's a copy of the contract, whatever it is. Print off a hard copy of it so that the judge can actually look at it and see what's going on, okay? The last thing is, you don't want your spouse up there, or anyone that's not your attorney. You don't want them up there agitating the judge, so to speak. And I say that because I just witnessed a case where the defendant, the judge was kind of trying to work with him, but his wife got up there and started being all loud and putting her 2 cents in, and just kind of making things worse. So if your spouse is not a part of the case, they're not a party, they don't need to be up there with you while you're trying to talk to the judge, okay? Now, if you want to call them as a witness, great. You can call them as a witness when the time comes for you to call your witnesses. But they shouldn't be standing up there with you, putting their 2 cents in and all that type of stuff, because it's only going to negatively impact your case, okay? So those are my 3 tips based on, oh my God, what I just saw in court. You always want to make sure you get you an attorney if you gotta defend yourself in court, or if you have some type of court case. But if you can't, at least there's some courtroom decorum things you can do to try to better position yourself to win. All right. So until next time, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe on all channels. And I really appreciate you guys' support.